essentially is to learn a new piece of information every day that supports my growth. Too often, we are doom scrolling TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, literally short reels, all of this short form content and everything that just, if you're only posting 2 to 3 times a month, you are not gaining enough information to learn what works for you, what works for your niche, what works for your type, what you're more comfortable doing or less comfortable doing, essentially. She just wanna bounce to it, baby. Get you. Hey, welcome back. Hey, welcome back to another video. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Teresa, but you can just call me Tessa, and I make lifestyle, wellness, and mindset content for you and us in the collective to wake up. But aside from that, hi guys, welcome back to another video. Oh my god, it's kind of dark in here, and I swear the sun was just out. Or this week, rather, I got a chat by 12 a.m. in the morning. I think I was on TikTok actually, because I couldn't sleep, and I haven't been on TikTok forever just to scroll, but I saw a girl doing a 75-day medium challenge, and that got me thinking, wait, I only knew about the hard and the soft, who is medium. Checking up medium, and I find out that's like a mediocre or like a middle version. I guess mediocre is not the word. And being me, being a new month, being the fact that I cannot help myself, I said, this is perfect. I need a 75-day reset, because in the past May, I haven't flunked the way or as much as I think I have. However, I have not been the most up to date with my goals. And that being said, I need a reset, and I need a reset stat, because it's June, it's the middle of the year, and I'm ready for this upgrade. I go on chat and I Google or I search. I have been slacking in my progress based on my brand, business, and goals we have worked through. Create a custom in an upgrade or in a refresh/reset 75-day challenge starting tomorrow. I want a strict, similar project as the heart, but not so rigid that it doesn't account for my full-time job and other socials, which is essentially life. My goal over the next 75 would be lose weight, increase my followers, post and create content, increase productivity, change diet, and everything else that you believe you would need. And essentially, I told Chad that I needed a revamp, and not because I had lost the plot or forgotten my identity or regressed, but because I knew that I had so much more potential that needed to be unlocked. And for some reason, my time away seemed to have pushed me more into wanting to do better, be better. And so this is an inner upgrade custom for you, for me, for the girlies who are looking to restart even though they've not really fallen off, who are looking to pivot because they're ready to bring in a new identity, who are looking to become more immersed in their goals than they even thought possible. This is specifically for my content girlies. If you are someone who's trying to build a social media presence, maybe an entrepreneur, someone who's trying to look or lose more weight, be more fit, work on your mindset and your identity, this challenge is for you. If you're a girly ready to upgrade this month, this middle of the month, forget the vision boards, forget the New Year resolutions, forget all of this generally new me, new us. No. This is a challenge for the women who have been ready. Even if you've been feeling tired or lazy or unproductive, this is your middle of the year reset. It's not 75-day hard, so you're not going on a rigid schedule with your full-time job or your full-time. The inner upgrade or the 75-day inner upgrade challenge is not just to follow a rigid schedule that everybody else is following. It's not to follow the masses. It's for you to fully commit over the next 75 days to truly see if this means anything to you, if this feels anything for you, if it doesn't get you more pumped back in to do the things, be the person, and live the version of yourself that you've been working so hard towards, dreaming about, and you're quite frankly already there. You just need to pivot that identity. So My 75 in upgrade started June 1st, 2026, and it's going to end August 14th, 2026. The main rules that I had was that I did not want to restart every day I failed. That's typically the rule for the 75-day horror. If you fail off one day, you have to restart the next day. I think soft gives you about 3 days before you have to restart, and then medium, I'm not sure when medium restarts. Instead, my goal was to be able to track my progress through colors. I had a green day, a yellow day, and a red day. A green day was hitting all non-negotiables, which are five non-negotiables. I have a total of 8 things that I'm going to be getting through for the next 75 days. I have 5 non-negotiables and 3 negotiables, quote unquote. But a green day was when I hit all 5 non-negotiables. A yellow day was when I missed 1 non-negotiable and 1 negotiable. A red day was missing both negotiables and 1 non-negotiable for over a span of 3 days. Essentially, a green day means I did a good day that day. I did everything I was supposed to do. A yellow day means I did most of everything, but I left out 1 or 2 that were not that strong, but still mattered. A red day means I missed everything important. I did not even do the bare minimum, and this has been going on for a while. That's a red day. I feel like I needed accountability. Like, yes, I didn't want to have to restart every day. However, I didn't want myself to get too comfortable just not taking into or not being accountable for missing days or skipping my non-negotiables, or just like what sort of a challenge if there was no consequence. And yes, I didn't want to restart every day. However, if I went 3 days, then I definitely needed a restart. To clarify, my restart is not simply cancel restart from day one. My restart involves a 24-hour reset, which was essentially a 20. I needed, if I fell 2 days straight, my third day had to be perfect. I hit all my non-negotiables. I hit my negotiable, and I even did a bit more. That was my reset. Not 30 days in and I fell off for 2 days and now I have to go back to day one. No, this is 30 days in, I fell for 2 days, and now 32 is going to be a beautiful restart day. And the goal essentially was to have 60 plus green days, 10 or fewer yellow days, and 5 or fewer red days. Now, I know you're curious. What are these non-negotiables, Tessa? Listen, my first non-negotiable was to move my body for 45 minutes a day. This is gym, yoga, Pilates, sculpt, walking, treadmill, cardio, whatever it was. I needed to be in the gym or physically active for more than 45 minutes every single day. Now, this wasn't too hard for me because I already have a 5-day split, so I'm already in the gym 5 days a week. However, those 2 days where I normally have my weekends, I get slightly lazy or voting. And yes, you need your rest days to heal and get energy and basically recover. However, my rest day normally ended up with me binge eating something on the couch, or not moving from the couch, or not moving at all that whole day. That wasn't gonna work. So I made a plan, even if I did a little thing, even if I walked 45 minutes and gave myself a treat, even if I did cardio for 30 minutes and just didn't walked back home, whatever it was, I needed to be moving for 45 minutes plus every single day. My second non-negotiable was to hit my nutrition standards every single day. And what is this? I mean, I'm currently trying to build muscle, which means I need to increase my protein intake, my water intake. I'm taking creatine, I'm not drinking enough water. I'm trying to heal my gut and I'm not eating enough fiber. I'm trying to heal my skin and I'm still not taking enough vitamins or minerals. I needed to fix that. And not that I've been eating unhealthy for the past few days, but more of I haven't been eating as clean as I had previously. I had started to negotiate with my meals. Well, like I've been eating clean all like week for the past 2 days. Maybe today I can binge out on some fast food. Like, don't get me wrong, we're allowed a sweet treat. We're allowed to relax and restart and revamp. But at the same time, I can acknowledge me personally that when I give myself leeways, I tend to go, that saying, give you a mile and you take, or give you an inch and you take a mile. I tend to go a mile every time I give myself a leeway. I don't know if it's a discipline problem or mindset problem, but I'm self-indulgent because I love me. Well, not quote, I do love myself a lot, but I tend to use self-love as a means to regress. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. You know, when you start saying, I deserve this, I can treat myself. You definitely treat yourself. However, you know when you be pushing it. I don't need to tell you any more than that, girl. You know when you be pushing it. My third non-negotiable, which genuinely is one of the most important ones in this, is to have at least 80 to 100 ounces of water every single day. And that is so hard for me because I've said this before on my channel, in any of my wellness videos, and anything generally when it comes to like growing muscle and fixing my gut and being healthier, is that I don't drink enough water, or at least I never used to drink enough water. I would have fruit juices, I would have soda and pop and just essentially sugary drinks. And for so long, that had been a staple in my diet that I wasn't quite sure how I was going to start drinking water. And I think my issue with water is that I just find it plain. And let me know if you relate to the fact that water is kind of plain sometimes. Like, obvious. Well, what I say sometimes, like it's supposed to be different, but for me, my issue is water. It just is kind of plain. And because I have a sugary tooth, because I have a sweet tooth, I'm looking for a little sugar, a little spice, a little spedazzle in my meals or my drinks that I've never fully committed to water. I'm not a water drinker. However, my goal is to drink 80 to 100 ounces of water. Anything less than 40 is a red day, actually. Anything less than 60 is a yellow day. Anything more, and I will give myself a green. My fourth goal is to increase my mental capacity, my knowledge, essentially is to learn more. And so I have intended to read at least 10 pages of a book, preferably a mindset book, preferably a book about self growth and self development and just being a higher, better version of yourself, or listen to 10 to 20 minutes of an audible or a podcast that essentially talks wellness, talks self improvement, talks mental health, or maybe even fitness and wellness. At work, I'm mostly just listening to audibles. Currently, I'm reading Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, which I will do a review of once I'm done, and I'm this close to being done, so you will see that coming out soon. But I'm currently listening to that, and then I obviously have other podcasts like that I listen to. And the goal for this essentially is to learn a new piece of information every day that supports my growth. Too often, we are doom scrolling TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, literally short reels, all of this short form content and everything. There's just a small box of like, we genuinely as a collective have lost our attention span, and I am intending to get mine back, or at least increase mine from 30-second videos to 5-minute audios, 10 5 page books. Like, I need to learn a piece of information every day that supports my growth, that helps me heal, go better, be better. And so I am intended to increase my knowledge on that. My fifth non-negotiable is to journal for at least 5 to 10 minutes, which I do a very good job. Like, I'm out of my first journal. Granted, that journal I had, I believe it was back in like ending of February, beginning of March. It is like literally maybe like 10 pages left. It's not a hefty book, I think, but it's hefty enough where like I've written so much entries that I've taking so much space. I mean, like, I be like having like 3 page like day entries sometimes, just because sometimes I get into a flow state, and I have so much to say, I have so much to talk about, so much is coming to me, so just happening. Like, I get those days. My flow state is a flow state. Genuinely, if you listen to my podcast, or if you see any of my videos when I'm like talking about mindset work, or like the growth and the healing I'm doing, I get into a flow state with that, which is so I want to journal for about 5 to 10 minutes. And recently, I started doing this gratitude slash review prompts. These are just prompts that I have in my notes, and I'm going to just on the screen show you what a daily. It's just called daily prompts, and essentially, my goal for these prompts is to review or take account into my day. So often we go about our day and we're on autopilot, and we're doing the exact same thing, not paying attention to all the good, but focusing on all the constant negative or repetitive emotions, feelings, and people's, and we don't really acknowledge the good, see the beautiful, or like live in the abundance. And so basically, first day in the morning, take account. Last day in the night, be grateful. This is my daily prompt. And to be even easier, I just had chats essentially duplicated for the whole month of June. So instead of me going in every single day, June, blah, 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 June, blah, 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 no. I have it like created for the rest of this whole month. So this is going to be a long note app when it's done. I have it up until the last day of the month. And it essentially is just what you think it is. It's just a review, and it's been beautiful. That actually has to be one of my favorite non-negotiables, because I genuinely started to notice that some of the things that I choose to remember, and some of the things that I say that I'm choosing today, I actually choose them. I actually remember them. I'm actually grateful for them, because like I have put that into account very early in my morning, that it's ingrained in my brain for the rest of the day. Those are my 5 non-negotiables. Now, my negotiables are more reflected in my brand side. My negotiables are more reflected in like all the things that I'm doing in terms of my podcast and my YouTube and my Instagram, and essentially growing my audience, being more consistent. Yes, it could be negotiable. However, I feel like the mindset work is so much more important when you're able to build that structure, that backbone, that discipline in your mindset. It genuinely reflects to other aspects of your life. It bleeds into other things. And I do want to say that if you want to switch this out and have some negotiables be non-negotiables, or have some non-negotiables be negotiables, maybe you already have a fit body and you're trying to just focus more on your brand content, then maybe swap them out. Or maybe if you're trying to focus more on your diet as opposed to maybe journaling or listening to books, like swap it out. Do whatever makes you feel better. However, this is the way my structure is going. Post one visible thing every day. This could be a story, some carousels, a post, a reel, a short, as much as we just gave them like shade. Post an Instagram video, post a TikTok, post a video on TikTok, post a YouTube video, post a podcast. Essentially post one piece of content, and this could be the bare minimum content. I mean, I could just upload something on my stories, or post a short, or a 1 page quote, like whatever it is. I needed to be visibly active on my socials so that my audience sees me, like to build it like genuine. I know everybody says like you need consistency and you need discipline when it comes to building an online presence. You need to keep trying new things to see what works, and you're not able to try new things if you're only posting 2-3 times a month. You are not gaining enough information to learn what works for you, what works for your niche, what works for your type, what you're more comfortable doing or less comfortable doing, essentially. My seventh negotiable was to do 45 minutes of brand work, 45 to an hour minute of brand work, which essentially could be editing my podcast video, taking like laying out or allocating time to go take pictures, or batching my content for the week, or writing down like ideas for things I want to talk about moving forward. Some form of brand visible work I had to have a time allocated for that, because I always get so caught up, especially if you're working a 9 to 5 job and you're trying to also build like a social presence and be like, I don't want to use the word influencer, but be an influencer or a creator essentially. It's hard to balance that out, especially when you're working a 9 to 5 job and you just have a social life and you have everything else to deal with. It's hard to find time to do the things that we need to do for the goals and dreams and desires that we're trying to achieve, especially we're 9 to 5. So my final non-negotiable was no social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, shorts, reels, whatever it was, none of that an hour before I go to bed and an hour after I wake up. Which meant, I don't know about you, but my phone I have a bedtime. I have a bedtime, or I have a wind down time essentially. I have a wind down time for 10:30. The goal is to be passed out by 10:30. Never really works out. But the goal is to be passed out by 10, or my wind down starts by 10:30, and the goal is to be out completely, stopped working, in bed, laying down by 11. And so from 10 to 11, I have my phone on wind down, essentially. I barely get notifications. I only get like essential things from people that I need to see, or emails, or like things that I have told myself in my phone that are important to me still sometimes show. However, I'm not looking to be on any social media or any of that, because genuinely, and this is also based on research, like being on your phone so late, like it is triggering. And I'm not going to try and explain this to you, because this is not the first time you've been told to not use your phone immediately when you wake up, or to not doom scroll your way into a nap. Like, you've heard that before. Like, I don't need to tell you why, because you know it's not good for you. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for your eyes. It's not good for your energy. It's not good for your vibration. I don't need to tell you that, so you know that. So I'm not going to try and explain why I don't want to engage in that the first hours before I wake up and before I go to bed. What the next 75 days will look like if I'm able to keep 60 plus green days, 10 or less yellow days, 5 or less red days. My next 75 days should have this. I should have lost about 8 to 15 pounds in the next 75 days. I should have 75 days. I should have 70 plus days of movement, hitting my movement goals. I should have 50 to 75 pieces of content posted, scheduled, ready to come out. I should have 8 to 10 YouTube videos, 8 to 10 podcast episodes. I should have a stronger audience and presence with my social standings on all of my platforms. I should have a clearer brand identity name. Do I want to be mindset? Do I want to be lifestyle? Do I want to be fashion? Do I want to be wellness? Like, I should have a clearer brand identity through proof from the information that I've gathered from trying a various amount of things over the last 75 days. I should have better food discipline and a stronger diet, especially when it comes to the days where I self-indulge and I'm unable to stop myself from giving myself the things that I love to do, you know. A cleaner routine, like, again, simple routines. More self-trust and discipline, being able to trust that even if I have 2 red days, I'm able to reset. Being able to trust that if I say I'm doing a challenge, then I'm going to do a flipping challenge and win that. Being able to trust that I am not like limited or rigid. I'm able to have yellow days. Being able to trust that the goals, the dreams, the desires I want are not just fantasies to me. They are alignment, there's purpose, there's love, there's need. There's a willingness to be the highest, bestest version of myself, and discipline to see it through to the very end. That essentially is my 75K inner upgrade challenge, and so far, I'm going to do a very real account for you. I have 1 red day, 2 yellow days, and 3 green days. The red day being the day immediately after I came up with the idea to make the challenge, because as one does when they Google something or try to come up with something at 12 a.m., they don't typically remember it immediately the next day, or maybe even all the next day. So, as much as I knew that yes, I was starting a challenge, I wasn't prepared to go into the challenge because I didn't take my time to review it, to see what I needed to do, to make myself accountable. And I did not want to find that as an excuse to not start when I said I was going to start. So far, I've had 2 yellow days. One of my yellow day was mainly due to the fact that I did not move enough that day, so I did not go to the gym. The yellow, the other yellow day, I believe, stemmed from my lack of water and my nutrition, and I take those very seriously. So I counted that as a yellow day. My green days have been the last 3 days when I've fully immersed myself in it. I'm talking 4 balls of water every day. I'm talking hour sessions at the gym, classes, Pilates, yoga, whatever. I'm talking clean diets, oats for breakfast, like whole foods for lunch and dinner, clean, clean, clean. That's what I've been talking about. And those 3 days have been beautiful, and I've been like having so much fun. And now that I'm like better at it, I know exactly what to look for. Like, I don't need to constantly check what my challenge or my goals are. I just know what I should be doing better. And so that is my 75-day inner upgrade challenge. Let me know if, I mean, it's going to be in the description box, so definitely check that out if you need an inspiration, if you want to copy it. And I will be doing another review because generally the week is about to end and I'm ready to do a recap. And I genuinely think I'm also going to make a video entering into the next week. It's like my week 2 of my inner upgrade, so also look out for that coming out. And it's different for sure because I've never done any challenges like this. I've been on diets, I've cleaned my habit, but I've never done like an actual challenge where I had to be on a quote unquote rigid schedule, had to do things in a specific way. I was doing this for a specific purpose, and I'm very excited for the opportunity to try that. And if it's something you want to try, like, I genuinely believe in it. Everything that I'm being punted to do doesn't even need 75 days to prove, or rather improve, my well-being, my mental health, my physical health, my ability to deal with the unforeseen and the bad, my ability to be present, my ability to enjoy life. Like, it doesn't need 75 days because I'm already feeling the impact after 3 good red days. My main goal for the next 70 days is to truly level up and not keep negotiating, not picking and choosing which days deserve more of my higher version, less of my higher version, which days I need to be happier, which days I can be lazier, which days I can care more, which days I can care less. That's not the type of life I want to be living. That's not the type of like identity I want to carry. That's not the way to be, attain, live as the highest version of yourself. That's just you living both doors at the same time. And essentially, you cannot serve 2 masters at the same time. You can't have both doors open at the same time. This is also in Never God's teaching about, the concept of leaving both doors open, having an option A and option B, and thinking, oh my God, yeah, here and here I'll be the higher version of myself, but like, I'm allowed to like go back into my old habits, my bad routines, my form my identity just because I'm tired, lazy, unmotivated, like whatever it is. You can't have both masters. You can't like serve both masters. You can't essentially have both doors open and expect to receive more from one door, expect to receive less from one door when both doors are clearly open. This is my preview. Okay, so let me know if this is something you'd be interested in. Let me know if you're doing an inner upgrade challenge, or you're doing a 75-day challenge, or any challenge genuinely that would align with the concept of becoming the highest, bestest version of yourself, because I'm genuinely curious to see how well people do when it comes to fixing themselves, fixing their habits, being a better and higher version of themselves. And on that note, guys, I am so excited. Oh my God, the sun is coming out perfectly. I should see you all in my next video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And please check the description for the prompts if you would love that, and the challenge itself. And most importantly, you can see my socials so you can follow me, because of course we're growing our audience. And you can also check related videos, or check the little thingy for essentially more related videos. I should see you all in my next.
delirium. She just wanna bounce to it, baby, get your giddy on. Walk up to the stage,